a virtual celebrity. Liara Tazzoni is one of the main characters of the famous Mass Effect, which is an action role-playing video game developed by BioWare and published by Microsoft Game Studios. Originally released for the Xbox 360 video game console in 2007, it is the first game of the Mass Effect series. The game takes place within the Milky Way galaxy in the year 2183, where civilization is threatened by a highly advanced machine race known as the Reapers. The player assumes the role of Commander Shepard, an elite human soldier who must stop a rogue agent from carrying out the Reapers' galactic invasion. The gameplay requires the player to complete multiple quests that generally involve space exploration, squad and vehicular combat, and interaction with non-player characters. Dr. Liara Tazzoni is an Asari researcher who has spent the past 50 years of her life studying Prothean technology and culture, specializing in the Prothean extinction.
I do.
Hallelujah. Some answers, finally.
Maybe. I've discovered plans for a Prothean device, one that could wipe out the Reapers.
She was born on Thesha in 2077, making her only 106 years old, barely an adult in Asari terms. She is a baby. She already has a great deal of insight into the Protheans and is a highly trained user of biotics. She is a potential romance interest for either a male or female Shepard. The only child of matriarch Benezia, Liara was raised by her mother alone. She knew little of who her father was, only that it was another Asari. Liara is a pureblood, a fact she speculates to be a reason why her father seemingly did not wish to be identified. From an early age, Liara became fascinated with the Protheans, seeing them as wondrous, mysterious figures. Growing up, she did not relish her role as Benezia's daughter and has shied away from her mother's life as an important figure in galactic affairs. Benezia's position meant Liara faced high expectations from everyone. Liara chose a career in archaeology to indulge her interests and to escape the pressures of being the daughter of such a prominent figure.
Process of elimination, mixed with a little desperation. When you destroyed the Alpha Relay, you bought us some time, but then you were under investigation. I knew I had to do something.
Because of her work, Liara spent most of her time in contented solitude. Her work eventually took her to Knossos in the Artemis Tau cluster, to the site of a Prothean ruin on the mining planet Therum. When Geth forces showed up on the world in 2183, Liara hid in the old catacombs and activated its barrier curtains. However, she accidentally suspended herself in an energy field, unable to move unless someone else came and freed her. Following the exposure of Benezia's involvement with renegade Spectre Saren Arterius, Commander Shepard travels to Therum to find Liara Tazzoni and discover what she knows. Liara pleads with Shepard's team for help when they find her, offering to explain her circumstances and means to be freed. If Shepard pursues other leads first and significantly delays rescuing Liara, she mistakes her rescuers for figments of her imagination as a result of being stuck for so long.
Can you hear me out there? I'm trapped, I need help! Are you real? Oh no, don't be stupid, Liara. Humans do not come here, you're hallucinating.
Nevertheless, she humors her hallucinations and answers their questions. She only realizes they're real when the squad reappears behind and close enough to release her. Shepard's team soon learn that Liara is clueless on Benezia's activities, as she hasn't even spoken to her mother in many years. When Liara asks why the Geth are after her, a squadmate speculates that Saren may have wanted her Prothean expertise to help him find the conduit. After a brief scuffle with Saren's forces and subsequent escape from the doomed ruins, Liara joins the Normandy crew. Ostensibly, her Prothean expertise and assurances of safety are her justifications for being aboard, but Liara becomes one of Shepard's possible squadmates, available for dangerous frontline situations. She is used to defending herself on remote digs, sites are often raided by privateers for artifacts, and in combat, she makes a formidable ally due to her near-complete focus on biotics. As it turns out, Liara's knowledge of the conduit isn't much at all, only that it was connected to the Prothean extinction. Half a century of dedicated research caused her to uncover telltale patterns that hint to an ancient galactic cover-up unprovable, but her gut feeling tells her otherwise. On her first debriefing aboard the Normandy, Liara shares her theory of cyclical extinction. The Protheans were just the latest in a long line of civilizations violently cast down after reaching their apex. Liara is surprised by Shepard's revelation of the Reaper's responsibility in the Protheans' doom, but believes it to be true, as there was remarkably little evidence of the Protheans' existence, as if something or someone did not want the mystery of their disappearance solved.
Only that it was somehow connected to the Prothean extinction.
That is my real area of expertise. I have spent the past 50 years trying to figure out what happened to them.
Liara is shy and not used to lying, a trait Ashley Williams is tempted to take advantage of. Want me to ask about her sex life? Might be illuminating. Regardless, Liara is viewed with suspicion by the rest of the Normandy's crew because of her connection to Benezia. To her mother's defense, Liara knows Benezia well enough to be astonished to discover she is working with Saren and does not believe she could be aiding him of her own free will. Shepard can talk to Liara about her mother and discuss the reasons Benezia may have for assisting Saren, as well as Asari culture in general and the misconceptions surrounding Liara's species. Liara is initially drawn to Shepard because the commander was touched by Prothean technology on Eden Prime. Unfortunately, as Liara is used to isolation, she confesses she always seems to say something embarrassing around other people. When Shepard jokes about Liara sounding like she wants to dissect Shepard in a lab, Liara becomes flustered and claims she only meant Shepard would make an interesting specimen for an in-depth study, further embarrassing herself.
This is exactly what I was trying to avoid. I never should have told you of my feelings, Shepard. I have put you in a terrible position. I am sorry.
I never meant for you to get hurt, but Ash is the one I really care about.
Liara discreetly looks up Shepard's service history to learn more, worrying about making a fool of herself if she asks the commander directly. Her scientific interest may become a romantic attraction that Shepard can choose to pursue. Even if Shepard has other romantic interests, Liara still cares about the commander, sympathetic to the nightmares Shepard suffers because of the beacon visions. If Liara was Shepard's romantic partner in 2183, she is seen on the SSV Normandy as it is attacked by an unknown assailant. On Shepard's orders to evacuate, she climbs into an escape pod before the Normandy is destroyed. After Commander Shepard is resurrected through the Lazarus Project, the elusive man tells the commander that Liara is probably working for the Shadow Broker and, if so, she is not to be trusted. During their first meeting on Ilium, Liara greets Shepard with a kiss. Once Liara's missions on Ilium have been taken care of, she confesses that she feels guilty. She understood that Cerberus would use Shepard for their own business, but nevertheless gave the commander's body to them because she could not let Shepard go. After handing over Shepard's body, Liara remained on Ilium, devoted to hunting the Shadow Broker down, although she expresses regret that she cannot come with Shepard. On board the Normandy SR-2, the commander has a picture of her near the private terminal in Shepard's quarters. If Shepard remains faithful to their relationship, the commander looks at Liara's picture during the journey to the Omega-4 relay. During the Shadow Broker mission, Shepard has an opportunity to try and confront Liara about their relationship before boarding the Shadow Broker's ship, while expressing resentment of Liara for using the commander to help find the Shadow Broker. If Shepard chooses to hug Liara, Shepard reassures her and they lightly kiss, but Liara stops short. Liara implies they and their relationship have changed over the 2 years, but if Shepard interrupts her before she finishes, the commander intimately holds her, and they kiss deeply. Later, Shepard can ask Liara whether she ever developed a romantic relationship with Firin, but Liara assures Shepard that she and Firin are just friends, and that Shepard made it clear to Firin that she was, as humans say, taken. Alternatively, if Shepard opts not to take the kiss, she teasingly asks if Shepard is jealous and suggests that the commander do something about it. Liara misses Shepard, but she doesn't want to put pressure on the commander. Shepard can stand nearby and eavesdrop on their conversations, which start off awkward but then goes into reminiscing about Benezia. Liara learns quite a few things from her father. Athida bugged her Ilium office. She has a half-sister who is part Hainer, and it was Athida who first coined the little wing nickname Benezia gave her. After further conversations, it appears that Liara has warmed up to Athida. She begins to acknowledge Athida as dad and even tells her she's the best father a girl could wish for after receiving an Asari commando squad as a gift. After the emergency evacuation of Grissom Academy, Liara is impressed with the mettle of the rescued biotic students, even crediting Jack's positive influence if she was also involved. She does think it odd to see an entire academy just for biotic children, as Asari basic education covers biotic training programs. Liara eventually comes forth with a special project to present to Shepard, asking for FaceTime in the captain's cabin at the earliest time possible. She has created a time capsule containing information on various things in their cycle, including the Reapers and plans for the Crucible, monitored similar to the Prothean virtual intelligences they encountered. She seeded multiple copies on many planets in case they lose to the Reapers, hoping the next cycle can carry on their work. However, she wanted to ask how she can portray Shepard for future generations. Shepard can tell her to decide for herself, be honest or show how inspiring the commander was. Liara describes Shepard according to background, class, and disposition, if the commander decides that she knows them well enough.
The commander was also a powerful biotic, nearly unstoppable when he charged into a fight. He was a soldier and a leader, one who made peace where he could.
If Shepard refuses to activate the Crucible, a virtual intelligence representation of Liara can be seen on an unidentified planet many years later, narrating the events of her cycle. Her time capsule project was a success, and the culture who discovered her devices wisely used the information within to rid themselves of the Reaper threat in their time, as narrated by one such person in that far-off future. When Shepard first reunites with Liara on the mission to the Prothean archives, the commander takes her hands into theirs. Liara expresses her worries for the commander as she had heard about the attack on Earth. She regrets not being able to visit Shepard during their imprisonment. The commander then says they had missed her too. She reminisces about her tour of the Normandy if Shepard invited her aboard after bringing down the old broker, but doesn't let it keep her from asking if Shepard is still interested in her, as it has been some time since they were together. If the commander became involved with someone else prior to their reunion, Liara particularly demands to know if Shepard is willing to break that off. If Shepard wants to resume the relationship, they take her into their arms.
I love you, Shepard.
I love you too, Liara.
Shepard abruptly wakes up, unsettled after yet another nightmare about the boy who died on Earth. Liara senses the commander's disquiet and cheers them up, pointing out that the Reapers won't get any more chances to divide the galaxy's forces because of Shepard's deeds. Just before the final battle in London, Liara comments on how disappointed their little blue children will be that she does not have a speech ready, to which Shepard will tell her that they will make up a good story for them. Afterwards, Liara offers Shepard a gift. To join her consciousness with Shepard's and share her memories, a practice Asari reserve for their closest friends and their bondmates. Inside the mental space, the two lovers kiss, brightly backlit against the void. If Liara is a squadmate during the final assault, she is severely injured during Harbinger's attack. As Liara is assisted onto the Normandy, she pleads to stay with Shepard. Knowing this could be their last intimate moment, Shepard assures her that no matter what happens, she means everything to them. She then tells Shepard she is theirs. If Shepard activates the Crucible, Liara places Shepard's name on the memorial wall during the funeral service. If the Reapers were destroyed and Shepard sufficiently rallied the galaxy, she refrains from placing the name with a smile. If synthesis between organic and non-organic life was achieved, after Liara and Edie comfort each other over Shepard's death with a hug. In Mass Effect Andromeda, Pathfinder Ryder can listen to several voice messages sent by Liara to Alec Ryder in his quarters aboard the Hyperion. These messages were originally sent in 2182, a year before her encounter with Shepard, and discuss her research into the Protheans and their empire. Liara was fascinated at the prospect of exploring another galaxy, though she felt she still had much to learn about the Protheans and could not bear the thought of leaving the Milky Way. Learning about Alec's extragalactic trip, she wished him good fortune in future endeavors. Eventually, Ryder unlocks a message by Liara from 2186, sent to Alec while he was in stasis on the Hyperion traveling to Andromeda, informing them the Reapers arrived. She mentions the Crucible, but warns Alec to expect the worst and asks him and his children to never forget them. Additional information about Liara. Liara's face and body model is actress Gillian Murray. BioWare revealed at the 2009 GDC that originally Liara Tazzoni was supposed to be discovered on the mining planet Calliston, in addition to several side missions, in a section of the game comparable to the size of Feroz. Due to scheduling and coding issues, Calliston saw severe content cuts during the development of Mass Effect, before being eventually changed to Therum. Originally there was a human mining station that served as a hub. Much of the architecture for this station was later repurposed as the final fight location in Bring Down the Sky. In the PlayStation 3 version of Mass Effect 2, Liara is always seen at the start of the game when attacked by forces unknown, even if one has imported a save from the original Mass Effect, where she was not the love interest. Liara's voice actress Ali Hillis also provides the voice for Harding in BioWare's Dragon Age. Inquisition. If Liara is invited to Shepard's personal apartment in the Mass Effect 3 Citadel DLC, the song she plays on the piano is a version of Vigil from the Mass Effect soundtrack. Liara's age in Mass Effect 3 is given as 109, and while it took place in 2186, her year of birth is stated as 2077, matching her age for 109 in 2186, except that the solar orbital period for Thesha is 0.9 Earth years, so either she should have actually been around 98 Earth years, therefore born 2088, or by her own race's homeworld calendar, about 121 years old. It doesn't seem much of a stretch to consider that she may have already converted the numbers for the sake of a crew that mostly use the Earth calendar. As with all squad members, Liara has unique dialogue that can be heard at various locations, during missions or assignments, or if a specific squad member is in the selected team. You are invited to subscribe, share, and like. Thank you.